Hey everyone, Fresh, one of the owners of Electrify Steel Gaming. My story about mental health, when it started, how it has affected me. This has been an ongoing battle for me my entire life. I've never been really truly comfortable in my own skin. I've always tried to run from me. I didn't know that when I was younger. I didn't know what was wrong with me, so to speak. I was an athlete growing up. That was my identity. It was all I really knew. All my friends played sports. This was just what we did. We partied, we had fun. But then once I got to college, the partying got a little bit more, and then I was playing baseball in college and I got hurt. And once that happened, I kind of lost all my identity. The surgery that I had, they prescribed me opiates, and I became addicted to opiates for a good part of 3 to 4 years. I lied, I cheated, I stole, I manipulated my way entirely through that 3 to 4 year period. I became a person who I never thought I would be. And looking back now, I can't believe some of the things that I did. It's part of my story now, but I'm going to share a quick story with you guys, about what I went through, not because I want sympathy. I just want somebody else who hears this or watches this, or maybe they don't. But if I have an opportunity for somebody to see this video that has struggled with something similar to me and they're comfortable with now coming forward with this and seeking some help, then I've succeeded. I was 24 years old. Like I said, I was addicted to opiates for a good 3 to 4 years. To support a habit that I had with no job, you can only imagine. My parents had gone away on a cruise, and while they were away, they left me in the house. I proceeded to pawn and steal and whatever through that period. When they got home, I knew that they were going to find out. So I left the house immediately. I hopped in my car and I ended up in a church parking lot where I was contemplating suicide. I remember sobbing in the car, just not wanting to live. I was in so much pain, and I hated who I was so much that I just wanted it. I wanted it to end. One of my baseball coaches, he was calling me because he knew I was struggling and he wanted to check in on me. And I picked up on the third time that he called. And he asked me what was wrong because he knew something was wrong. And I told him, and he asked me to stay where I was. I ended up, he called the cops, and I ended up in a 8-day facility. After that 8 days, my son was 6 months old at the time. His mother was done with me. My family was done with me. My friends, I didn't have any. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have anything. My son's mom picked me up. My son's 6 months old, brought me to the local mall, and she gave me $7 because that's all she had in her wallet at the time. She couldn't help me. I had to get out of the car. She told me to get out. My son, being 6 months old in the back of that car, when I got out, not knowing what was going to happen, I'll never forget looking at him. He was smiling at me. It was hard. That day, I remember going into the mall and I got some food. I was looking at people and I just couldn't figure out what's wrong with me. Why is everybody else so happy? I wanted that so bad. I'll never forget, I just wanted I wanted to be happy. I wanted to smile. I wanted to genuinely laugh again. But I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to change. But that day I decided that I was going to make a change. And I walked miles to the only place where I knew to get help. You know, there's a group of people there who ended up helping me. They found me a bed in a homeless shelter where I stayed for 5 months. You know, I started working on myself one day at a time because I truly believe that's the only way you can attack things is one step at a time. You know, what have I found that helps me and what do I still struggle with? You know, what I found that helps me is therapy, talking about my problems, asking others for help. And like I said, breaking everything down one day at a time because things can become extremely overwhelming and you can't take on a whole list of things all at once. You have to break it down, at least for me. You know, what do I still struggle with? I struggle with the same stuff I've always struggled with. Insecurity, other things, wondering, you know, what people think about me. I think it's important to be vulnerable when I share this stuff because we're all the same and we all struggle with the same problems every single day. You know, gaming and esports, and has it played a positive role in my mental health, if at all? You know, I've always loved gaming. I've always had fun playing games. I think being able to build this organization, which has become a passion project with a couple of like-minded individuals, has been extremely fun. You know, watching teams play and being able to be competitive and you know, have fun with the organization on social media, it has helped. It's become an outlet for me. You know, at my age, all I do is work, try to take care of my family. So, you know, by doing this on the side, it's been fun. I enjoy helping people. I really do. You know, and what would I like to say to my fellow gamer or peers who are struggling with a mental health problem is you're not alone. You know, there's other people that are struggling with the same exact issue. And what I've learned for me is I can't take on a situation by myself. I can't do it. I can't do everything by myself. I have to ask for help. So I think the biggest problem for me is when I try to control everything and be the director and of whatever situation that is, when I try to do it myself, it tends to crumble. You know, I'm only as good as the people that surround me, and that goes for everything. You know, I have a support network in life that I reach out to on a daily basis, and that has been extremely helpful for me. You know, I'd like to extend my personal hand to anybody else who's struggling. You know, if we can help one person through doing this, and we've succeeded. I hope to do more of this as well. Electrify Steel Gaming is here for everybody. You know, if you're ever struggling, please feel free to reach out. But again, talk to somebody. Don't try to do it alone because I can't. You know, I've needed the support of many, many, many people throughout life, and it's going to continue that way. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening.